All right, so we're back for another video, and it's not much of a video. We did have an auction this week, and we bought something, but not a whole lot because we just got outbid on everything. But another thing about this video is we did reach our 3,000 subscribers, and we want to thank everybody for that. And so today in this video, we're gonna do that giveaway. But you know, we got to do a little bit of scrapping first. And look who's back. There's Miss Charlotte in the background. She's taking let's just go over there and see what she's doing. What you got going on here?
Getting copper.
Getting copper. Ceiling fans. All right. Son-in-law gave us a bunch of ceiling fans.
Thanks, Michael.
From his, thanks, Michael. From his job.
This is what I'm taking apart next. Thanks, Nash.
All right, that's from our nephew, Nash. It's a little heater. All right, so we did go to an auction. There was a lot of extension cords that we were interested in. There was a tub of copper, and I looked at it. It was all a bunch of just pieces of like 1/2-inch copper. I guess there was about probably 12 to 15 pounds in there. And I bid it up. I got outbid on it. Just crazy prices. The extension cord was going crazy prices, like $40, $50. That was just too much for us because I just scrap it. We did get one thing. I'll show you the bid that we got. All right, and here it is. It was just listed as cables. Now these are heavy duty cables. I'm not sure if these are welding leads or I don't know. You guys tell me. This has these little clips. Big old fat wire on it. I got 2 of them. $6 with a 10% fee, which come to $6.60 is what we paid for these. And you can tell they're copper. You can tell that these are copper. And it's going to be a number 2 copper. No big deal. I figure I need about 2 pounds, and that will more than pay for itself. Plus, I'm going to answer a couple questions that I got from our last video about the radiators. Instead of just selling them for $1.75 a pound, is it worth it to break them down? I'm going to show you that too. All right, so first off, let's just go ahead and strip these cables down, see if we made our money. So you know me, I like to get at least a 20% return. I'm gonna say I want to at least double our money off of $6.60. So let's try to turn that into about 13 bucks, 14 bucks, something like that. All right, so let's get busy on that. And then we'll get into a couple other things and we'll get right into the drawing here. All right, so let's just cut this rubber off of here. See what we got under here. All right, here's one. Go ahead and get these. So these are steel screws. They're all steel. The leads here, well, these are probably copper. Oh yeah, nice shiny copper. Here, test all of them, I guess. Yep. All right. All right, so we're doing all right there. All right, let me cut these ends off here, throw this in the shred. All right, you can see that's copper. All right, so let's strip this down here real quick. Let's set the machine up. We'll run it through twice.
Okay. This is that whole thing.
Yep, it'll be the whole thing. It should have a nice little slit in it.
Yeah.
Big long one.
Huh?
Big long one.
Longer to fall.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got that all stripped down. That took us about 2 minutes. All right, so let's go ahead and weigh this up here. Tear that out. All right, we're at zeros. And you can see this is some pretty nasty wire. But it's all number 2. No big deal. Put it in there.
Don't forget these.
All right, put those in there. And what do we get? 5.35 pounds for all that copper. $6.60 investment. So let's go ahead and add the numbers up and we will see what we got. Okay, so here's what we ended up with. Those cables, $6.60 was the cost. We ended up with 5.35 pounds of copper. At today's price is $4.43 for a total of $23.70. Now, that's almost a 4-time return, so there's nothing to complain about there. That was a pretty good deal. I wish I could have got a lot more stuff at that auction, though. But, yeah, well, that's the way it goes. So we have another auction coming up this Saturday, which is it's an actual physical auction. So I'm going to be going there and spending the day. I think maybe I'll try to get some video on the auction and me bidding on some things. Okay, so here's something else I wanted to address in this video. In the last video, I had a bunch of people wondering why I didn't break down that fan motor on that cooler. Well, I just didn't want to do it on video because you've seen it 100 times. I don't know, but just so you know, I did break it down here. So here's the copper we got out of it, a little bit of aluminum from the fins, and then a little bit of shred. So I did break that down. And also another thing that people were curious about was the radiators. I can get $1.75 a pound for those radiators. And I had, in the mini split video, I had that radiator. And the last video, I also had a radiator in there. And I just wrote them down as a copper aluminum radiator at $1.75. And that was the price that I showed you that I was gonna get for them. But there were some people that were interested in knowing what the price would be if I did separate it. So I did that. So here we go. So right here is that mini split. Here's all the copper and here's the aluminum that came out of that. I'm just gonna weigh this up. Here's all the noodles that came out of that. So turn this on. And if you remember the mini split, I was gonna get $9.45 for copper aluminum radiator. So let's go ahead and weigh this up here and throw all that copper in there. And it comes to 2.7 pounds. 2.7 pounds for the copper. And And this is going to go as number 1 copper or number 2 copper because, you know, it's just not shiny stuff. It's oxidated, and the scrap yards, they won't take it as number 1 copper. It's going to be number 2. So we're just going to write it down as number 2 price here. All right, so I'm going to zero this bucket out here for the aluminum. Tear weight that. And this was out of the mini split, the aluminum, sheet aluminum. And it comes up to 1.9 pounds. 1.9. All right, so since we're on the aluminum, this is the aluminum that came out of the refrigerant unit. So that one a little bit more, 3.35 pounds. And the copper here. Let's go ahead and tear that out. Dump all the copper in here. Here's all the noodles from that refrigerant unit. And these are the 2. I know a lot of people will say this is number 1, but the scrapyard that I go to, they make the rules. So there we are. We're at 5.6 pounds of number 2 copper. Okay, so here's the results we got from breaking that down. Now, mind you, this took me probably an hour and a half to do both of these. So you be the judge on if it's worth it. So we got 2.7 pounds of copper out of that mini split for 2.7 pounds at $4.43. That's today's price, $11.96. And the sheet aluminum, 1.9 pounds at 65 cents, come to $1.24 for a total of $13.20. Now we had $9.45 and we made $3.75 by spending the time doing that. Now the cooler, we had $19.86 as it was. We got 5.6 pounds of copper at $4.43. Comes to $24.81, and the sheet aluminum 3.35 at 0.65 cent for $2.18 for a total of $26.99. That gave us $7.13 extra. So, you know, for the hour and a half spent there, you know, we made extra $10.88. So, I don't know. As a hobby scrapper, yeah, I'm fine with that. You know, just out here doing my thing. So let's get on with some other things here. So also, we wanted to thank everybody for people subscribing to, you know, to win a silver coin or whatever. When we started that last video, we had 2,940 subscribers, and today, as of right now, we have 3,124. So, I mean, yeah, thank you. Thank you for subscribing and helping us to reach our goal. And like we said, you know, we're going to do that 5,000 subscriber with giving the 5 coins away. Hopefully the price of silver is way up then. But normally we get about, what, 20 to 40 comments. You know, it's really easy to keep up with. But man, we just got overwhelmed. There was, the last time I checked, I think there was over, what, 400 comments, you know,
We appreciate that.
Yeah,
now I'm trying to answer every single one of them, but it might take a little time to get there, so I keep scrapping in between.
Yeah, she's been busy answering those questions. So a lot of the comments that are being answered are by her. And we just want to, again, thank you. And like I've said in the other video, we usually get, you know, 3,000 to 6,000 views. And, you know, I'm the same way. I watch a lot of videos, but I never comment on anything, very rarely. It's not that I want you to comment. That's not what we're doing, but that's the only way we could figure out a fair way to get somebody that coin. Because like I said, you know, we get 3,000 to 5,000, 6,000 views on all these. That's what YouTube pays for, is the views, not the subscribers. So it doesn't really matter how many subscribers you have. As long as you get views, that's what pays the money. We just wanted to give back a little bit, and it's not a whole lot, but you know, it's a nice free gift if you win it. I wish everybody the best of luck and
Good luck.
good luck. So let's go ahead and get into that, and let's do this drawing. Okay, so today is the day that we're gonna do the pick for this American Eagle, the American Eagle silver coin. All right, so today, we did most of the video earlier this week, but just for time's sake, we got to get this video uploaded onto YouTube. So today is Monday, February 23rd, and as you can see, it is about 6:45 Eastern Standard Time. So if you have your comment in, you're in the drawing. I'm gonna load it up here on the computer and we're gonna do the drawing. But while I'm loading this up on the computer, I'm gonna let Charlotte tell you a little bit about how we got started scrapping. We get a lot of comments asking, you know, how long we've been doing it. I think she's gonna tell you when we became empty nesters 12 years ago. That's pretty much when we started going to the auctions. I'll let Charlotte tell you about how we got started scrapping while I load up this YouTube picker so that we can get this coin to somebody. And we have some more good news, so stay tuned. All right, so here's Charlotte.
As Gary said, we became empty nesters and didn't really know what to do together anymore. And I hear that happens to a lot of couples. And so Gary was always a scrapper, and we got the idea to go to estate sales and auctions, and then Gary was like, hey, I can pay this much for that and probably make this much. So we started looking for things to buy that we could make a profit on, and it was fun, and it gave us time to spend together and something to do. So then how we got on YouTube, this right here, we put it on to show his uncle how it worked, and we thought we'd be taking the video down, and some viewers noticed it, so we thought, we'll try it again, and then they watched it again, and so thus the Charlotte and Gary scrapping show began. But I really wasn't part of it at that time. I would come out here and bring them some water or clean up, and there's a lot of mess in scrapping, and so there's a lot of cleanup, and we clean together now, and we never go in the house and leave the mess for the next day. We always try to clean it, don't we, dear?
Yeah.
And so that's how we got this channel started. And before all that, the reason I even came out here is because, as you can see, I worked at Ace, and that's why Ace things are all over the place. I was always purchasing tools or buckets or spray bottles, things that would help Gary in the shop. So things took a turn for the worse, and I got a brain tumor. Yeah. And it didn't look good at first, but thank God I'm still alive.
You lost your vision.
I lost my peripheral vision.
You lost your hearing.
I lost my ability to drive. I lost
some
hearing, and my face is crooked. So if you wonder why my mouth is always like cocked or whatever, it's because they didn't put me back together right.
Right.
And so
you also were falling down. You couldn't swallow right.
Oh yeah, I had all
the brain tumor was growing into her brain stem. So.
Yeah, so I lost my ability to do everything.
Yeah.
So basically, all I could come out and do was hang out, and then, like I said, I started taking things apart, and then we
started enjoying it.
Yeah, and we were out here some nights till the wee hours of the morning trying to tear something apart. Gary does the bigger stuff, I do the smaller stuff.
And when you do good, when you get a lot of scrap, what do I do for you?
He takes me to Burger King.
No, we're just joking.
He takes me to nicer places. He just always tries to act like he's a tough guy or something.
Yeah, as soon as you're done with this, I need a sandwich to be made.
So you can go make it yourself.
But first we gotta get this coin.
And that's how the Charlotte and Gary scrapping channel began.
Yep. All right, you got anything else you want to say? We're gonna get right into the drawing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they're waiting for.
Yeah, I think they're waiting on the drawing. Here we go. We're gonna draw for this American Eagle. All right, so here we're gonna do the drawing here. I got this program. I'm gonna go to my dashboard here. I'm gonna pick out this video here. You get shareable link. We'll go back here and we will paste it right here. And it is filtering duplicate users. We're going to pick one winner, and it's going to show random names. Let's do a 10-second draw and get our comments. It's going to show how many comments, 412 comments. And I'm going to let Charlotte hit the button. Go ahead and hit the start button, and good luck to everybody.
Good luck.
Here we go. Ten seconds. And the winner is David Hatcher, 1796. So, David Hatcher, you are the new proud owner of this coin. So what you got to do is you got to email our channel, and it should be in the description. It's candgscrapping@gmail.com. And I'll tell you how we're going to go ahead and send it to you. We got to verify that it's you. Congratulations to David Hatcher. This is your new coin. We're going to send that to you. Email us. Like I said, we'll get in touch with you, tell you how to go about getting that. But for those of you who didn't win, we have another little coin here. This is also a silver coin, a 1 ounce silver coin. It's a koala coin, an Australian coin. We're going to give this away on our next video. Just because you guys are good to us, we want to be good back to you guys. And the way that you enter into this contest, same way. You have to leave a comment on this video. And next video, we will give it away to you. So, do you have anything else to say, Charlotte?
Not really.
Not really? Okay.
Good luck next time.
Good luck next time, right. So we're still going to do the 5,000 subscriber giveaway with the 5 American Eagle silver coins. So, I guess.
Stay tuned.
So, stay tuned. And
thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Come back next week. And good luck on getting the koala coin.
We'll do this again.
And we'll do it again. All right, so for now, we got to get our scrap to the scrap yard so we can get paid. Thanks for watching, and leave a comment.